Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to give my review, wear test and first impression of the Wet n Wild stick foundation. If you have been following me here in YouTube or in Instagram, you will know already that I love cream products. I have a dry skin. It is a combination skin, but it does lean to the dry side, especially on my cheeks and my under eye area, but also my forehead and chin are quite dry. On my nose I have very large pores and it does get quite oily, especially during the summertime, so that's another problem I have with my skin. But still I have found that cream products, at least for now, are definitely my favorites. I have a lot of cream foundations, so I'm very curious how this applies. I have heard great things about this, so I want to see what it is actually. This foundation has been on the market for a while now, but it hasn't been in stores here in Finland. Well, actually there is only one store here in Finland that sells Wet n Wild. It's Stockman, and I don't know if it's even in all Stockmans, but you can get it online. On Wet n Wild website it says that it's $6. Here in Finland the price is, at least in Stockman, 10 euros, so it is much more expensive, but well, every makeup product is more expensive here in Finland, so that's not a surprise for me. They have 21 shades of this foundation. At least in Stockman there was only, I think, 6 or 7 of the lightest shades, but online you can get the other shades as well. I'm sorry about the lighting. It's been cloudy all day and now the sun started to shine, so the light just turned a bit worse now, but we can manage. The claims are with this one that this is a long-lasting and lightweight foundation. I can already say I have applied it on now to my skin that those are quite true, but then they claim that this is a semi-matte foundation, and you will see in my thoughts what I think about it. The hint is that they have also argan and sunflower oil in this, so the semi-matte claim is interesting with that fact. I will do checkups during the day. I applied the makeup on at 11 o'clock, it's now 12 o'clock, so I will have it on around 8 hours today, and I will do checkups during the day to see how it lasts on my skin. But without further ado, let's get into the application so you can see how it applies on my skin. I have already washed and moisturized my face, and as usual I will prime my T-zone. With stick foundations in general, I have found out that silicone primer is the best one that will make the foundation last and look more even and not to sink into my pores. As it is summer, I will also use something which is this My Beloved Instant Poreless next to my nose, as my nose is the most oily area, and even though it's not that warm today, my nose area still gets quite oily quite easily, so this is something I love to use. And as my actual primer, I'm going to use the Touch in Sol No Problem primer. This is just something I like to use. It's a bit more kind of liquidy, not so stiff as most silicone primer. The other one I really love is, for example, the Smashbox primer, but basically any silicone based primer is great with stick foundations. Let's get into the main thing. I think I mentioned this already, but the shade I'm wearing is Shell Ivory. The brush I'm using is from Make the Make. This is the kind of house brand from Skin City, and I've been really loving this. So this is the first time I'm using this with a stick foundation. This is the amount I usually use stick foundations, and in monitor it does look a lot lighter than in skin. In real life it's much more pink toned than in monitor, so we'll see how it looks at the end. It does apply really evenly on skin, and I absolutely love this brush. I'm going to get few more of these. This was a PR sample, but I will definitely get more of these. This is none of my foundation brushes get as even application as this one. This is just perfect. This brush, I'll just take a little bit more to build this up, and then I'm using this tapping motion, as the wiping usually takes a little bit off the coverage, but this tapping motion you can build the coverage up. Yes, it is too light for me, the shade, but it's okay. I can warm it up with powder and bronzer. It does look very, very beautiful on skin, and it doesn't feel so dry as most of the stick foundations. Loving this look. It does look quite dewy, so as the claim was semi-matte, this is not semi-matte. This is very close to pure glowy foundation. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe if I leave it on for a while it will set and be more like a semi-matte. But at least for now it looks beautiful, and usually my nose is the problem area, so if foundation looks bad, it will look bad on my nose first and then on my forehead. On my cheeks, I hardly ever find a foundation that doesn't look good on my cheeks. But at least for now, everything looks pretty much as perfect as it can on my face. One thing I notice, this is so emollient formula that you can easily wipe this off. So I think this is something you need to give a little bit of time. Yes, as I do this, I can easily accidentally wipe off the foundation from my nose, so you really need to be careful with that. So I think this is not the kind of foundation you want to wear if you are in close contact with someone, so it will for sure wipe off. But we'll see during the day how it wears. I have some errands to do and cleaning up, and I'm going to film another video after this as well. So the time now is 11, so I don't know if you can see it, but it's 11. So the check-in time is that, so, or the starting time is that. I will do now rest of my makeup, and we'll see how it wears during that, and I will come back soon. I have my makeup on and my hair curled, and it took me an hour to do this. As I used to have short hair for a few years, I'm not so used to doing anything, so it takes a lot of time. But let's check out. So this makeup has been on now for an hour, and while I was doing this makeup I did end up powdering my face, as this is so emollient and creamy foundation that it just was so glowy, and I was sure that it wouldn't last on my skin without any powder. I used my Shiseido loose powder, and this is very, very finely milled powder, and I used the smallest amounts possible. So what happened was that it did look powdered for maybe half an hour or so. It can be that it was quite hot in my bathroom when I was doing my hair, or it can be this foundation. But now, after an hour since I powdered my face, it doesn't look as glowy as it was without powder, but the powder has synced into this foundation for sure. So this is back to quite glowy situation. I do have a highlighter on, so that's not the glowiness, but there is definitely this claim of this to be semi-matte is absolutely not true. So this is a glowy emollient foundation. Great news for dry skin, bad news for anyone with oily skin. I'm a bit nervous with my combination skin. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be very, very, very oily and glowy on my T-zone, but we'll see what happens. Sometimes foundations surprise us. I'm not going to use any more powder. Oh, I did powder my nose with my Laura Mercier. I do it always. That's the powder that is most drying for my skin, so I use it to this just next to my nose and top of my nose, and that's it. I didn't use it anywhere else. I did use cream blush and cream bronzer to warm up this skin a little bit, and then I put the powder on top of that. That's all I have powdered my skin. So I'll do my checkups during the day. We'll see how this lasts. I'm so happy it's not hot day. I think this foundation wouldn't have any chances on a hot day, but we'll see what happens. I will check up later how it goes and I'll tell you more then. Alright, it is now 4:30, so this foundation has been on for 5.5 hours. As expected, the foundation did rub off my glasses. Nothing unexpected with that. As I said, my T-zone, especially my nose and my chin, are very oily. This is exactly as I expected, and my cheeks are looking beautiful considering the fact that my skin is really dry, and also my forehead is surprisingly okay. I expected it to be more oily looking at this point. What I will do is that I will, because I'm going outside now, so I want to take a little bit of this oiliness, so I just press off the extra amount. This does come off a little bit, but it did come off quite a bit, to be honest, so I will take a little bit to my brush and apply it a bit more. We'll see how this goes. Okay, zero problems. This touch-up was very easy and it looks basically like I just applied my full makeup. So even though I did use powder on my nose, I could easily fix it to look really, really good. So I'm happy with this result. It is still early days, so I will keep wearing this foundation, and I'm about to go outside, do some errands, so we'll see how this foundation looks in the evening. Hello! It is now 8 in the evening, so this foundation has been on for 9 hours. So it's time to do the final checkup. Cat. As previously, it didn't last well under my glasses, but I didn't expect that to happen. And again, the same thing as previously, my nose and chin are very oily. But surprisingly, my forehead still, it is glowy and it does look a bit oily, but I have seen much worse results. I can live with this easily. Considering the fact that I did use powder when I applied this foundation, and I did blot and powder. No, I did just blot. Did I powder? I don't remember. Anyway, it is very, very oily on these oily areas. But on my cheeks, oh my god, I love how this looks on my cheeks. It looks so fresh and it looks perfect, and my blush is still on and everything is still on as it was when I applied this makeup. Definitely great foundation for winter and for dry skin. So here are my thoughts of this foundation. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any requests, as usual, please leave me comments. And if you have any requests, did I say request? Questions? Leave me a comment. Requests? Leave me a comment. Anything, leave me a comment. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. Now I wish you have a great day and see you next time. Bye bye.